This is Ann Z with the Keller Williams Success Realty and the Northern Utah Home Team, here to give you my weekly market update. And this week we're going to talk about why sellers' disclosures are your best protection against problems after a closing. But first, let's take a look at some market statistics, and then we'll take a look at some new homes on the market. Well, as we're approaching Thanksgiving, we take a look at our rolling market statistics, and we can see that our market is flattening out. Many things are pretty much coming to a plateau, and in some instances, like price, they're almost back to the levels of where they were a year ago. We can see the days on market has pretty much leveled off, as has the number of total listings and the inventory on the market. So this is all to be expected this time of year, and a sign that we'll be approaching our holiday slowdown soon. But it's still a great time to buy or sell a home. There's still buyers and sellers out there. So take advantage of less competition and get out there and make a deal. Well, let's talk about an important tool when you're making deals. So a seller's property condition disclosure is the form that a seller fills out to tell about all the problems, past and present, that they know with the property. And this is required by law, because right here we have instructions that the seller is obligated under law, regardless of occupancy, to disclose to buyers defects in the property and facts known to sellers that materially and adversely affect the use and value of the property that cannot be discovered by a reasonable inspection by an ordinary prudent buyer. So this is the way that a seller can prevent a buyer from coming back later and saying, you didn't tell us about such and such, because if it's on this form, they were told. And this is the buyer's way of knowing problems with the property that they might not be able to find out otherwise from just an inspection. This form is going to give you great information about ownership and occupancy status, and this is especially important if you're buying a short sale or a foreclosure or a rental property. It's going to tell you about remodels, use of the property, information about the roof, utilities, heating and cooling, appliances, equipment, fireplaces, interior, exterior, pests, structure, boundaries, electrical, mold, moisture problems, hazardous conditions, homeowners associations, assessments, insurance, and then the seller signs at the end that it's to the best of their knowledge. And then the buyer also has to sign every page to show that they did receive it, so they can't come back later and say they didn't know about it. So this is definitely a form, whether you're a seller or a buyer, that you're going to want to get your hands on and fill it out, read it, and sign it, and hold on to it, because this is your best protection from the other party coming back later and saying that there's a problem they didn't know about. Well, let's take a look at some homes on the market. I'm really excited about this new home on the market in the Ogden Valley. It overlooks Pineview Reservoir. And just take a quick look at this stunning home with a 3-car garage and the tremendous entryway. And inside you're going to find incredible finishes and 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, 5,000 square feet of entertaining and living space, balconies all around, a beautiful gourmet kitchen, and just the list of features go on and on and on, and great views of the Ogden Valley and the Pineview Reservoir. This home is listed at $925,000, so it's not going to fit in everybody's budget, but it sure is pretty to look at. And if that is something that would be in your budget, get a hold of us and we'll get you more information. Well, that wraps up this week's market update. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, a text, or an email, and we'll be happy to help you buy a home, sell your house, or invest in real estate. Until next week, keep living smart.